Hello friends, welcome to yet another video on Essential Life Skills with Ms.Richa. Today I'm going to talk about how to make friends and influence people. Well, sharing a small story which actually happened with me a couple of years back. When I applied for my dream job and I got through that dream job, I was so happy. I was smiling year to year and there was no end to myself which I was feeling. When I started working in that particular job, I was very arrogant and mean because I wanted to prove myself. And for that, I used to keep talking a lot, put people down without realizing that I was putting people down. In my meetings, I used to talk a lot and I should not give the chance to other people to talk about. There was this one instance which I vividly remember. In one of the meetings which all the VPs, vice presidents, head of departments, managing director, etc. were sitting in, I did not agree to a point made by one of the head of department, and I said, you know what, sir, I do not agree to that particular point that you have just made. Well, that was the end of my career in that particular job. I got laid off immediately, and it really made me wonder, what did I do so wrong that I got laid off? I had hardly worked there for 5 to 6 months. A friend of mine, actually a best friend of mine, gave me this book which is known as How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a beautiful book and it has sold millions and millions of copies worldwide. Today I'm going to talk about certain things from that book which has helped me to realize how wrong my nature was, and that is something that I'm going to share with you. So keep watching on How to Make Friends and Influence People. So friends, tip number 1, in order to make friends and influence people, be genuinely interested in other people. That is something which I was completely not doing when I was working in my job and I got laid off because of which. I was so full of myself, my dream, my career, my promotion, my email, my meeting, only and only focusing on my. Well, that is something which is completely wrong. In order to make friends and influence people, you need to show to other people that you are genuinely interested into them. People love talking to those people who make them feel important, and by doing so, you're really showing your interest level in other people. Trust me, this is one thing which really works if you are genuinely interested in what other people are doing. Try doing that right away. Try talking to them, or rather, try becoming genuinely interested in other people. That's tip number 1 in order to make friends and influence people. So friends, tip number 2 is give honest and sincere appreciation. Well, if you really want to make friends and influence people, you need to learn the art of complimenting people. People love listening to appreciations or complimenting themselves, and hence it's very important and imperative that you give genuine compliments to people. There was this one time wherein somebody said to me in a very fake manner that, Richa, you're wearing a nice dress, and I was like, really? I mean, was that a compliment or a favor done to me? So in case you want to give appreciation, please do it in a genuine manner. It should sound genuine and nice and not something like a fake thing given to somebody. So hence, appreciate people and go all out in your appreciation, and we do have a lovely module on the same. I'm sure you would have to check that out to see it, how good it is. So that's number 2, or tip number 2. In order to make friends and influence people, give honest and sincere appreciation. Friends, tip number 3 in order to make friends and influence people is be a good listener. Encourage people to talk about themselves. Well, you will be surprised that people love to talk about themselves, and there is a reason why God has given us 2 pair of ears and only 1 pair of mouth. The reason being, talk less and listen more. But we human beings do the complete opposite. We talk, and we do not really listen to people. You might think in order to have a great conversation, you need to talk a lot, but rather you need to listen more to your people. Encourage people to talk because they love to talk about themselves. And rather, when they are talking, give them your full attention by being watchful of your verbal and non-verbal body language. So that's my tip number 3, be a good listener. Tip number 4 is talk in terms of other people's interest. Well, when you are talking to people, talk not about yourself but about them, their life, their relationships, their family, their pain, their suffering, their career, etc. The moment you start doing it, people realize that you are genuine and you are really trying to help them or talk to them about something. Hence, it's very important that whenever you want to make friends and influence people, it's not about yourself, but it is about the other person, and always talk to them in their interest level. It's not about what interests you, rather it's about them, and your world should be around themselves. Hence, that's my tip number 4. Talk in terms of other people's interest, and that's tip number 4 for making friends and influencing people. So friends, let's quickly summarize on tips of how to make friends and influence people. Tip number 1, be sincere and genuinely interested in other people. Tip number 2, be a good listener. Encourage people to talk about themselves. Tip number 3 is arouse in the other person an eager want, and that's important. And tip number 4 is try and understand people, things from their point of view. Rather, always be interested in other people rather than being interested in yourself. Well friends, these are the 4 tips, and if you really follow all these 4 tips, you will realize that in no time you have made plenty of new friends and also learned how to influence people by not looking at being manipulative, aggressive. Rather, in very simple and easy terms, you have learned how to influence people. Keep watching, more videos coming up here on Essential Life Skills. That's all from me, Richa. Have a great day and thank you for listening to us. Bye-bye.